Brian. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Good. Okay, so I read a little bit about your case, and I understand this is your first time seeking professional help.
Yes, it took me 2 years, but eventually I decided now's the time.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about the accident. Yeah.
So 2 years ago, when I was 19, I just recently moved out because I'm attending college now, and I received a phone call from the police stating that there's been an emergency. And shortly thereafter I found out, both my parents and my little brother died in a car accident. And it's been very traumatizing.
Oh, I can't imagine. That's really rough.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing that you've been able to cope with it.
Yeah, honestly, coping with it, at first I kind of convinced myself, but over time I just realized that I need to seek help.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's good that you've realized that and that you're seeking help.
Mm-hmm.
So then, you're still in college?
Yes, I've still been getting by. Especially right after the accident, I had to take a break, but somehow I got back in, and I haven't really been myself, but I've been trudging through. So.
Well, yeah, I understand you had to take that break. That's very understandable. I bet your professors were understandable and they helped with you. So then, tell me a bit about, did you have support with your friends?
My friends were probably the only support I received during that time. Yes, my professors were there, but they really stuck with me for the longest time. One of my best friends stayed with me for nearly a few months at least, just staying with me during that entire time, making sure I was okay. Because it was, such a traumatic event,
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
How was your relationship with your parents and your brother?
It was very, very close. Growing up, they were very engaging, they were very nice. They raised me up for success, When it happened, everything just flashed back, every memory with them, every event, I couldn't believe it happened, Mm-hmm.
Of course, I understand you've grown, you started to have, go into depression a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, definitely. Depression doesn't even scrape the surface, The reason why I've actually decided to start seeking help is because, recently, I never thought it was possible, but I've been contemplating suicide. And I know it's not a good thing, but at this point, there's pros and cons to doing it.
So you've had these thoughts about suicide, but you know that there's things that you want to keep living for.
There's my friends, just continuing on. My family's legacy is also a huge part of it, just not having them around though is so painful. Mm-hmm. So it's very hard to cope with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I understand you're battling with depression, sometimes thoughts of suicide. Tell me how a typical day is for you.
Well, if I'm going to school, I typically wake up, lately, ever since I started having suicidal thoughts, I found it more and more difficult to actually get out of bed. Mm-hmm. Typically, I'll go to school, kind of go through the motions, keep my head down, just listen to what I need to, go home, shut myself in for the rest of the day. Sometimes, especially when I get really sad, I won't even keep up with personal hygiene, I won't do my homework, I'll fall behind. So yeah, a typical day is I've noticed a turn for the worst recently. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I see that you're still in school, so that's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
We are struggling a bit. Maybe we can find maybe a tutor or someone to help you? Maybe that'll help you like talk
Well,
to someone or
yeah,
get
talk to someone.
something to do. also.
Oh, definitely. Talking to someone would definitely help. I mean, what we're doing right now is already helping, but yeah, having a tutor, someone to like
Keep you
have,
busy.
yeah, keep me busy, keep me academically like motivated, you know, just someone like that, because my friends are one thing, but they have their own careers and their own schoolwork to worry about, and they can't pick up all the pieces, you know.
So, yeah, so about your friends, how are they helping you through this?
Lately, lately I haven't told them about like my downturn, just because like it's been so long, like after my parents have died, and they just, a lot of them are busier because, you know, of school, so they haven't been the most support as of lately. You know, it's not their fault, but they just can't keep up, and that's why like I needed help, because with them being busy and them being out of the picture and not having a support system, I just felt hopeless, you know. But, you know, when they are there, they're super helpful, so.
That's good. Maybe you could reach out to them a bit more if you think, because I'm sure they're willing to help. You know, they seem like they really care about you, and they, you know, they want you
Yeah.
to get better.
One thing that comes with the depression also is like I like to isolate myself sometimes too, so I find that kind of difficult to reach out, but I'm sure that they would be very willing to help, you know.
Okay, so finding a tutor could help you with time. Did you have any hobbies or anything you'd like to do maybe before the accident?
Well, before, I was always writing. I love to write short stories. It's a great way to express myself, to get, you know, my inner feelings out on paper. And it was just, I mean, thinking back, whenever I was stressed out, I would really love to do that, you know.
Well, it seems like maybe the writing, that would be a great way maybe to help you even now, like something you could do to get that stress out, you know? Just writing stories, poems, maybe, like, it sounds like a good stress reliever, and you could talk about, like, you know, the feelings, emotions you're going through, and that's...
I mean, thinking about it now, like, I sort of stopped after it happened just because I was so traumatized, but I'm thinking now that would probably be one of the better ways of expressing myself and helping me cope with the situation.
Sounds great. Yeah, so it looks like, you know, throughout the session, you know, you're struggling with maybe depression, like at times thoughts of suicide, you know, you're going back into school a little bit. Maybe we can work with getting a tutor for you to help you with school and still help you with that extra time to give you something to do. We could also set up a few more sessions, or I can recommend you to a support group, and you can, you know, speak with others about it and get that out. And your writing, of course, will help you a lot, getting your emotions out and everything.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.